You've probably heard the buzz about raw foods being the ultimate health hack. People say cooking zaps nutrients, and eating things straight from the earth is always best. I used to think that too. A few years back, I was all about raw salads and smoothies, thinking I was doing my body a favor. But then I hit my 50s, and let me tell you, my stomach started telling a different story. Bloating, discomfort, and even a scary food poisoning scare made me realize something. As we age, our bodies don't always love raw foods the way they used to. Our digestion slows, our immune system gets pickier, and what was fine in our 30s can sometimes do more harm than good. That's why today's video is all about knowing when to skip raw foods and when a little gentle cooking can make a big difference, especially if you're over 50. We're diving into 14 everyday foods. First, we'll cover 7 you should never eat raw because they can carry bacteria, toxins, or irritants that your body just isn't built to handle anymore. Then we'll explore 7 foods that actually get better with gentle cooking, unlocking nutrients, easing digestion, and supporting your health in ways raw versions can't. This isn't about fussy diets, it's about simple choices to keep you feeling strong and vibrant. Let's jump in with the foods you should always cook and why a quick steam or roast could be a game changer for your health. One, 1. Eggs. Why raw or runny eggs can be trouble for seniors. Eggs are like nature's multivitamin, packed with protein, B12, and minerals that keep your muscles strong and your brain sharp. But raw or undercooked eggs? They're a gamble, especially as we age. The big risk is salmonella, a bacteria that can hide on eggshells or even inside the egg. For younger folks, it might just mean a bad day. But for seniors with immune systems that aren't as quick on the draw, salmonella can lead to serious issues. Think dehydration, intense cramps, or even a hospital visit. I learned this the hard way after a healthy smoothie with raw egg went wrong. You might not be chugging raw eggs like a bodybuilder, but what about that soft boiled egg, runny yolk on toast, or homemade Caesar dressing? Those can carry the same risks. Cooking eggs fully, think hard boiled, well scrambled, or a solid omelet keeps all the good stuff while eliminating the danger. Worried about losing nutrients? Don't be. Cooked eggs still deliver nearly all their benefits. If you love recipes that need raw eggs, try pasteurized ones. They're heat treated to be safe, but still work for your dressings or desserts. It's a small tweak for a big win. Number 2, sprouts. Why these little greens pack a big bacterial punch. Alfalfa, mung bean, or broccoli sprouts. They're crunchy, fresh, and seem like the poster child for healthy eating. But here's the catch. Sprouts grow in warm, moist conditions, which are basically a bacteria playground. Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria love those conditions too, and they can hide in even the freshest looking sprouts. For seniors whose immune systems are less forgiving, a handful of raw sprouts in a salad can lead to days of stomach trouble or worse. I used to toss sprouts on everything, thinking I was boosting my health. Then I read about how easy it is for them to carry bacteria, and it clicked why I'd sometimes feel off after a salad. Cooking sprouts lightly, like tossing them into a quick stir fry or soup, kills those bacteria while keeping the flavor and most of the nutrients. It's not about giving up sprouts. It's about making them safer so you can enjoy them without worry. Number 3, shellfish. Why raw oysters and clams are a risky indulgence. Raw oysters or clams on a seafood platter feel like a special treat, right? But for seniors, they're a hidden danger. Shellfish from warm coastal waters can carry Vibrio bacteria, norovirus, or even hepatitis A. These pathogens don't always make young people sick, but for those over 65, especially with conditions like diabetes or liver issues, they can cause severe infections, sometimes even life-threatening ones. A friend of mine ended up in the hospital after a raw oyster dinner, and it was a wake-up call for me. The tricky part, contaminated shellfish can look and taste fine. There's no way to spot the problem without a lab. Cooking shellfish, steaming, boiling, or baking until the shells pop open and the flesh is firm, wipes out those risks. You can still enjoy your seafood, just make sure it's cooked through. It's a simple swap that lets you savor the flavor without rolling the dice. Number 4, kidney beans. Why raw or undercooked beans can be toxic. Kidney beans are a fantastic source of protein, fiber, and iron, perfect for keeping your energy steady and your digestion on track. But raw or undercooked, they're trouble. They contain a toxin called phytohemagglutinin that can cause intense nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. Just a few beans can do it, especially if they're soaked but not boiled properly. I once tried a slow cooker recipe that left the beans a bit firm, and let's just say I spent the next day regretting it. For seniors, these symptoms can hit harder, leading to dehydration or worse. The fix? Soak dried kidney beans for at least 5 hours, rinse them, then boil them hard for 10 minutes before simmering until soft. Or go for canned beans, they're pre cooked and safe right out of the can. Just rinse off the extra salt and you're good to go. Number 5, potatoes. Why raw spuds can spell trouble. Potatoes are a comfort food classic. Mashed, baked, or roasted, they're a staple. But raw, not so much. Raw potatoes have solanine, a natural toxin that can cause nausea, cramps, or even dizziness in high amounts. For seniors, those symptoms can be more intense, especially if you're dealing with slower digestion or other health issues. Raw potatoes are also tough to digest, causing bloating or discomfort, something I noticed when I tried a raw veggie phase years ago. Cooking potatoes, baking, boiling, or roasting until tender breaks down solanine and makes the starch easier on your gut. Whether it's a creamy mash or crispy roasted wedges, cooked potatoes give you all the potassium and fiber without the risks. So skip the raw potato smoothies or grated salads and stick to cooked for safety and comfort. Number 6, flour. Why raw dough isn't as innocent as it seems. Who doesn't love sneaking a taste of cookie dough or cake batter? It feels like a childhood treat. But raw flour can carry E. coli, and for seniors, that's a bigger deal than you might think. Unlike eggs, flour doesn't get pasteurized, so bacteria from the fields or processing can stick around. A small nibble can lead to cramping, diarrhea, or dehydration, symptoms that hit older adults harder. I used to think it was just eggs to worry about, but after a friend got sick from raw batter, I started paying attention. The good news? Once you bake or cook that flour, whether it's cookies, bread, or pancakes, the risk is gone. So save the tasting for after the oven, and you'll get all the joy without the worry. Number 7, chicken. Why undercooked poultry is a no-go. Chicken is a go-to for protein, especially for seniors looking to stay strong and energized. But raw or undercooked chicken is one of the riskiest foods out there. It can carry salmonella or campylobacter, which can cause nausea, fever, or worse. For seniors, these bugs can lead to longer recovery times or serious complications, especially if you've got diabetes or heart issues. I learned this lesson when a slightly pink piece of chicken left me feeling awful for days. The key? Cook chicken to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees. Use a meat thermometer to be sure. Don't just eyeball it. And skip washing raw chicken. It spreads bacteria around your kitchen. Cook it right, and chicken stays a healthy, delicious staple. Now that we've covered the foods you should never eat raw, let's flip to the ones that get better with gentle cooking. For seniors, how you cook can be just as important as what you cook. A little heat can make these foods easier to digest, more nutritious, and way more comforting. Number 8, spinach. Why a quick cook unlocks more goodness. Spinach is a superstar, loaded with iron, calcium, and antioxidants. But raw spinach has oxalates, which can block your body from absorbing those nutrients. For seniors who might already struggle with nutrient absorption, that's a big deal. Cooking spinach lightly, steaming or sautéing for a couple of minutes, breaks down oxalates, making the good stuff easier for your body to use. Plus, cooked spinach shrinks down so you can eat more nutrients in fewer bites, which is great if your appetite isn't what it used to be. I used to pile raw spinach into smoothies, but I'd feel bloated afterward. Switching to lightly sautéed spinach with a bit of garlic changed everything. It's gentler on my stomach and tastes amazing. Try it as a side or tossed into soup for a nutrient boost that's easy to digest. 9, tomatoes. Why heat makes them a heart health hero. Tomatoes are a kitchen staple. Salads, sauces, soups, you name it. They're packed with lycopene, an antioxidant that's great for your heart and even helps with inflammation. But raw tomatoes keep lycopene locked up tight. Gentle cooking, like simmering or roasting, frees it, making it easier for your body to absorb. Add a splash of olive oil, and you boost that effect even more. I started making a simple roasted tomato sauce, and not only is it delicious, but I feel like I'm doing my heart a favor. For seniors dealing with cholesterol or blood pressure, cooked tomatoes are a tasty ally. Just don't overcook them. A quick roast or simmer keeps the flavor vibrant and the nutrients intact. 10. Carrots. Why steaming boosts their eye health power. Carrots are famous for helping your eyes thanks to beta carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. But raw carrots have tough cell walls that make it harder to get all that goodness, especially as digestion slows with age. Steaming carrots softens those walls, boosting beta carotene absorption by up to 40%. That's huge for seniors worried about vision or immune health. Steamed carrots are also easier to chew and gentler on the stomach, which is a win if you've got dentures or a sensitive gut. I love steaming them until just tender, then tossing with a little olive oil and herbs. It's simple, delicious, and packs a bigger nutritional punch than raw. 11. Mushrooms. Why cooking makes them safer and tastier. Mushrooms are low-calorie gems with antioxidants and B vitamins that support your brain and immune system. But raw mushrooms have a compound called agratine that might be risky in large amounts, plus their tough cell walls are hard to digest. Cooking, sautéing, roasting, or simmering reduces agratine and makes nutrients like potassium more available. I used to toss raw mushrooms into salads, but they'd leave me feeling gassy. Now I sauté them with olive oil and garlic, and they're not only easier on my stomach, but taste so much richer. Try shiitake or portobello in a stir fry or soup for a senior-friendly boost. Zucchini. Why cooking is kinder to your gut. Zucchini seems like the perfect light veggie, low calorie, high in vitamin C and antioxidants. But raw zucchini's insoluble fiber can be tough on older digestive systems, causing bloating or cramps. Cooking it, steaming, sautéing, or baking softens that fiber, making it easier to digest and gentler on the gut. I noticed a big difference when I switched from raw zucchini noodles to lightly cooked ones. They're still light, but don't leave me feeling off. Plus, cooking boosts antioxidants like lutein for eye health. Try sautéing zucchini with tomatoes for a quick, stomach-friendly side. 13. Apples. Why stewing makes them a senior-friendly treat. An apple a day, right? Apples are packed with fiber and vitamin C, but raw apples can be hard to chew and tough on digestion, especially the skin's insoluble fiber. Stewing apples softens them, making them easier to eat and gentler on your stomach. The soluble fiber, pectin, stays intact, helping with cholesterol and gut health. I started stewing apples with a pinch of cinnamon, and it's become my go-to breakfast. They're warm, comforting, and don't trigger the reflux I sometimes get from raw fruit. If chewing or digestion is a challenge, stewed apples are a game changer. Number 14, cabbage. Why cooking makes it easier to love. Cabbage is a budget-friendly powerhouse, full of vitamin C, K, and compounds that support your heart and gut. But raw cabbage is fibrous and can cause bloating or discomfort, especially for seniors with slower digestion. Cooking, steaming, sautéing, or braising softens those fibers, making it easier to chew and digest without losing most of its nutrients. Cooked cabbage also releases glucosinolates, which help your body detox and fight inflammation. I love a quick sauté with olive oil and caraway seeds. It's tasty, gentle, and doesn't leave that sulfur smell. If raw cabbage leaves you feeling heavy, try cooking it for a lighter, healthier experience. So there you have it, 14 foods and why cooking them the right way can make a huge difference for your health as a senior. It's not about ditching raw foods entirely. It's about being smart with what your body needs now. Gentle cooking isn't about turning everything to mush. It's about using just enough heat to make food safer, tastier, and easier to enjoy. My raw food phase taught me that the hard way, but now I feel better than ever making these simple switches. If this helped you rethink your kitchen habits, hit that subscribe button for more practical, senior-friendly tips to keep you feeling great. Drop a comment below. Do you cook these foods? Or have you had a raw food mishap like I did? Let's chat.